right, I know we're in the middle of all this coronavirus issue here, but the president made waves last week when he talked about the post office sort of getting schnookered by Amazon and that it should be raising its prices for Amazon packages. Never mind the fact that it is not a player with Amazon packages, but he is now threatening to withhold aid or cut back on aid for the company. It's a mess. I don't understand it. Fortunately, Hillary Vaughn does. Hillary, what's the latest on this?
Hey, Neil, well, all this started because the U.S. Postal Service is getting crushed by the COVID-19 pandemic, so they are asking for federal relief cash. The Postmaster General saying the pandemic has had this impact on their services, saying, quote, the sudden drop in mail volumes, our most profitable revenue stream, is steep and may never fully recover. We now estimate the COVID-19 pandemic will increase the Postal Service's net operating loss by more than $22 billion over the next 18 months and by over $54 billion over the longer term. There is relief on the way, but it could come with strings. The CARES Act allocates $10 billion in a loan for the USPS, but the president says he wants to see them hike prices first to compete with Amazon and the private sector before he hands over the cash.
This thing's losing billions of dollars, it has for years, because they don't want to insult, for whatever reason you can imagine, they don't want to insult Amazon and these other groups. If they don't raise the price, I'm not signing anything.
But the president did walk back those comments just 2 hours later on Friday, saying he would never let the post office fail. But this is a big problem, Neil, because they have been losing billions of dollars for years. Last fiscal year, they ended with a net revenue loss of over $8 billion. A big part does not have to do with how they price their package delivery or how they compete with Amazon, but just the general steady drop of mail volumes over the past several years as businesses send fewer things through the mail. Bill pay has moved online. They've also racked up over $160 billion in prepaying retiree benefits. That's something that the post office has to do as part of a rule that many other businesses do not do. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin says there could be a reform package tied to this relief money for the post office, and part of that could be bringing in a new Postmaster General. Neil?
All right, Hillary, thank you very, very much. Keep in mind that with a smaller part of the business going to Amazon, some of the other big box players that Hillary alluded to could simply take their business elsewhere, especially if the post office were to jack up rates. There is Federal Express, there is UPS. We've already seen that happening. So this could actually compound the problem, but we'll see. It's a back and forth.